I'm the oldest of a single mother, 4 kids, 2 brothers and a sister, and the sister's in between the 2 brothers. And y'all might remember my brother, he played here with me at the Titans. And so I'm the oldest, so a lot falls on me. You know, I got big responsibility. I was like the dad of the house. And so anything that went wrong, if you're the oldest or you the product of a single mother, you know what happens. They go to the oldest. If anything goes wrong with the little brother, sister, something happened, they go to you first, find out what happened before they go to the youngest. Well, one summer I was home for the summer doing her thing, and I'm watching the brothers and sisters, and my mom said for us to go clean the house. Well, y'all might not remember this. Remember Nintendo, you slide the thing in, you barely push it in, you barely tap it in, make sure it fit. Make sure you get the air right. Y'all remember Nintendo? Some of y'all might be too young, but for some of us old heads, that's how we started video games. You remember those? Alright. So we were playing Nintendo and Super Mario. And I remember we just got into it. We got busy. Now my mom worked and went to school. So we was, we paid her mind. For the summer, we're not cleaning the house. So she told us to clean the house. Well, I finally got up and did. I did my part, did what I needed to do. And my brother decided he's not going to do it. He had no fear. I said, wow. I'm going to see what happened. I just worked out. Mom went to work, came back the next day. Stuff he was supposed to do still wasn't done. He told he wasn't doing it. And he told my mom, you can't whoop me because all I got to do is call the police. They'll come get you. She said, okay. I said, one more time. You're going to clean this house. Now, it's the weekend now. He still didn't do it. He told my mom, look, I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it when I'm ready. I said, wow. And I'm the oldest. And I'm looking at this like how this is going to work. I already know what's coming. I'm thinking of shoes coming off, a railroad track, something. I'm waiting on something to happen. But she was calm. And I'm like, that's not the mom I know. So finally, he told her one more time, you can't whoop me because all I got to do is call the police. She said, Tyree, and that's my middle name. She said, Tyree, get up. Get your brothers and sisters. We're gonna take a little trip. I said, not only did he not get in trouble, we're about to take a trip. So I'm happy to know. I'm just like, wow, we about to take a trip. My brother, I said, man, I kind of giving him a dap on the slide, like, thank you. We're going to take a trip. So we pull up in front of the police station. And I'm like, oh, snap. Now, she been taking my brother to jail because he ain't cleaned the room. So we get out the car. We get into the police station. And have anybody seen Pootie in here? You ever seen Pootie when he take the belt out? My mom did Pootie. And just started beating my brother right there in the police station. Just wearing him out, just tearing him up, just killing him. I'm just wearing him out. Everybody just stopped looking at her. I'm scared. I don't know what to say. And then she finally tired. She just tired, wore out, sweating, dripping from the place. And the guy behind the desk, he's like a sergeant or something. He just said, he looked at his mouth wide open. Man, that was impressive. That was great. I never seen nobody get a go like that ever. Can I give you some watermelon in a towel? No, that didn't really happen. I'm just kidding. That didn't really happen. But see, that was my brother. He had no fear. That didn't really happen. Don't be going and saying my mom beat my brother senseless in the police station. Now, don't spread that rumor. Say Coach Dyson said somebody's mother beat his little son and his brother senseless. And that didn't really happen. But back to my point about no fear. Some of you are here as seniors, and I talked to some of the football players, some of the basketball players about your legacy, and some of my NCAA kids about your legacy and what you're going to leave behind. A lot of you parents, you understand what I'm talking about. And I have 2 daughters, and my thing is with them, like most of us, is about what we leave behind. How do I want them to see me? How I want my children to view their father? How I want them to see what I'm doing for them? What am I leaving for them to have when I'm gone? What am I leaving behind? My legacy. And that's what I try to tell some of these kids here is, what are you leaving behind? Are you giving it your all when you're on that field, on that court? Are you doing everything when you're out there running? Are you giving it all? Or are you just going through the motion? What is your legacy going to be? What are you going to show us tonight? And a lot of times, a lot of kids, we don't think about that. I was on the other side of the fence too. I was sitting in these chairs listening to somebody talk to me, telling me everything that they had been through. And I didn't understand it, so I got older. See, but sport, life, education, it all comes down to one thing: determination, perseverance, and motivation. So I said one thing, but they all wrapped into one. See, motivation It leads to perseverance because you got a goal in mind. And so that's why it's all wrapped up. So everybody's motivated by different things. See, I was motivated by my father not being around, not seeing me play, and I wanted to prove a lot of people wrong, and I wanted to provide for my mother and my family. So that was part of my motivation. See, my mom said she's not going to raise a dummy. So when basketball was my favorite sport, still is. And I was in 6th grade, and I told her one time, I said, Mom, I'm going pro in basketball. Y'all remember, still to the day, everybody say, hi, Mom, on TV. And that's nobody ever says, hi, Dad. They always say, hi, Mom. You ever figure out what that is? That's just because it's just a bond between athletes and especially sons and mothers. It's just what it is. That's just that's the nurturer, that's the carer, that's just what it is. It's like that's just innate into a woman's DNA is just to be caring for the kids. And so that's why I was saying, Mom said, I used to be inspired by that. That was kind of my inspiration. I was like, I want to be on TV saying, hi, Mom. And so I told her, I said, Mom, I'm going pro. I'm going to buy you a house. You and I have to work. I'm going to make money so you can do that. So my mom told me, that's good, Tyree. I hope so. I really want you to do that. But the next day she came home. Some of the kids heard the story. The next day, I promise you, I don't, to this day, she doesn't know where she got this from. She can't tell me where she got it from. She just came with this paper, and it has statistics from every sport. One is so-and-so in basketball make it into the NBA. One is so-and-so make it into the NFL. One is so-and-so make it to the Major League Baseball. And she put that, posted up into the refrigerator. Now, I'm 11, 12 years old at this point. And her vision for me was a little bit different. See, she didn't want that same trouble that I had that growing up, not my father not being around. She wanted more for her. She knew the struggle she had by not going to school right out of college, right out of high school, and some other things, having me at a young age. She didn't see that for me. She wanted a different legacy for me to have, and that's why I get my work ethic from her. That's why I get how I treat people from her. That's how I get my determination from her. How I get my motivations from my mother, because I saw how she worked for me, sacrificing for me, so I can go for nothing. Now, she put this thing up there. She said, I'm going to tell you why I put this up there. I'm not going to raise a dummy. I understand. I appreciate what you want to do for me. But this up here is the most important thing. She's going to get your education now. True to form, like any other kid, I'm going to test that. I tested that. I got bad grades. Pretty much, I think it was right around basketball season. So, matter of fact, it was around basketball season because she took me out of basketball. Now, I cried, begged to her, beg. She wouldn't let me do it. Finally, she agreed to something where I had to do progress reports every week, teachers calling in and checking on me, making sure I was doing what I needed to do. And I got my grades up. From that point on, from 7th on up into college, I didn't get less than a B average because she put that in my brain that was most important. You see, but that was that fear that I had in me. See, to me, it wasn't about going to school. It wasn't about hanging out. I had a goal in mind at a young age. I knew at 11, 12 years old what I wanted for my life, for my family, for my mother, and that's what it set forth. My problem was I try to skip steps. So I talk to kids a lot, and I tell them you can't skip steps. However you want to number 1 through 26, A through Z. I don't care. You can't go from 1 to 13 and think you're not going to have problems. You got to go through steps. You can't not go to class and expect to be successful and get the grades you want. You're going to get the grade you deserve if you don't go to class. You're going to get the grade you deserve if you don't go do the work. That's just what it is. And I try to skip those steps. So today, if I leave y'all with anything, I want y'all to realize don't have no fear. Attack your life like you don't have any fear. It's all about your legacy, what you're going to leave behind. So some of you young kids in here, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, y'all should appreciate some of these seniors that are leaving. Because for them, this is the last time some of them, this is my last time they hear their name announced over the PA system. I've been there. My last time I heard it was I was in my 30s. I was fortunate enough to play ball that last time. I heard last time my name over the PA system other than assistant coach Kevin Dyson. or somebody announced me on one of these. But for me playing, catching a ball, catching a pass, scoring a touchdown, last time I heard I was in my 30s. For a lot of you out here, this is the last time you're going to be recognized for your athletic accomplishments. So I want you to think about that. Don't live your life in fear. Attack it. If you got goals in mind, you got vision in mind, you need to set those forth and take the necessary steps to get there. I appreciate y'all listening to me, man. I hope you enjoyed it and have enjoyed the rest of the night.